Hello and welcome to my video on which text to buy for your development as its tribe. So I will start today with Chinchi and say which texts are the best for this tribe. So if you start a game as Chinchi, you mostly see that they have a lot of mountains, a lot of metal, and some animals. So mostly if I play Chinchi, I would say you need to get these two or three texts. Mostly it's mining, it's hunting, and it's either smithery for the forges, which in my opinion is better, or organization. So Chinchi has instead of organization, even I think forestry, because Chinchi has many forests and some animals, but only few fruits. So he in my opinion, if you are forced to upgrade to organization within your early game, like turn 2 to 7 or something, then you are practically, then it's practically over for you in the early game, because organization mostly leads to nothing. Yeah, okay, this is a quite lucky spawn right now, but mostly you don't have many crops. In some of my games, I only have 2 or 3 crops or something, and the crop rate of Chinchi isn't that good. So mostly if you want to have a good economy as Chinchi, you should get mining or hunting. If you see in your capital 2 wild animals and in your second city, then always go hunting, because hunting leads to a way better economic development in the early game than mining, for example. And this is very important. So here I have, for example, once again 2 fruit, 2 animals. I took organization unnecessarily so I could showcase if there are crops or not. But if I get enough animals, then it's pretty nice to be a Chinchi, because you can get a lot of money, and then with that money, for example, finance your swordman or something. So this is the first thing. For example, I could show this as well in another game. For example, here it's a multiplayer game, and here my rates on crop spawn are like minimal. I only have a crop here, and I think I had one here or something, but I didn't saw it before, and some here, but it's Polaris Terra, but Polaris doesn't has its own, but I will come to this later. So the next tribe is Imperius. Imperius has many fruits, but only a few animals. So if you are playing Imperius, for example, then you have an advantage, because you already have fruits and you have plenty of them in your surroundings. But the problem is you need forestry later, but you don't have a lot of animals. So it's mostly a question of when do I get forestry and when do I don't, and when do I wait for later, for example. And as you can see of the terrain, it's mostly balanced on just a few things. If you want to be successful economically as Imperius, just get forestry and then maybe mathematics for sawmills or something. But you mostly have all of your starting resources already. So next I will go to Bardur. Bardur also only needs 2 texts to have a full economy practically, and this is because Bardur has a lot of fruits and a lot of wild animals, but doesn't have a lot of farms, for example, and therefore you need mostly forestry, and that's basically it. Maybe organization, and then you don't need any more resources, because you can just, like here, upgrade your cities mostly to resources, and then win a game just by having an insane economy with organization and with lumber huts. This is the way to go mostly. Then later roads, but this is for every type, so that isn't that important. Next, The next tribe is Omaji. Omaji has a lot of fruits, as you can see here. That's a quite lucky spawn, but yeah, quite a lot of fruits and also a lot of farms. So if you want to upgrade your cities quickly, then you should get farming and organization. So as you can see here, yeah, here this isn't such a great example, but mostly Omaji has a lot of farms, and this can be used to his advantage to upgrade his cities pretty highly and to a high level. So as Omaji, you only need farming organization and roads, because because you have so many cities, you can get roads up, and this will upgrade your capital and your new cities quite fast. So let's jump to Kiku next. Kiku is a tribe that has quite normal spawn rates. He has just a bit more fish, and if you want to get resources at Kiku, you should just take a look at what is around you and think from there. And the thing is, you will need hunting organization and forestry to get up your cities to a high level, or you could just use sailing, because your harbors can give you 2 population, and this two population can also be used to upgrade some cities, and this is pretty good. As you can see here from the terrain that I'm in, they have quite some forests, so forestry is pretty okay. Then they have also some fruits, and they also have some fish and some animals, but animals are a bit more scarce. But still, forestry, hunting, and organization are the things you need the most. So next tribe is Hudrik, and Hudrik is very similar to Bardur. The only thing different is that he has fewer mountains, which gives him even more useful terrain, like wild animals and fruits and forests in general. And the terrain is so good that you can just take forestry, go from hunting, then organization, forestry, and then mathematics, because your sawmills can give a lot of population. So for example, here I can already see a 4 population sawmill in this city, and for example with the city together a 3 population here, and if I take border growth, this becomes a 5 population sawmill, and this is just amazing for literally every tribe you play. So mostly you try to take hunting. Here I have to decide whether I want to get fruits or hunting, and I always take hunting first, because hunting allows you to get forestry, and forestry is one of the most important techs for Hudrik in general, because it gives you so much flexibility and also allows you to get very strong economic development. So the Luxidor tribe, I don't have it, but Luxidor has the default spawn rates for everything. So there it's like a thing that you just have to wait and see on how you upgrade your other cities. And because Luxidor starts without a tech, you just have to see on how the other villages, what resources they have, and what resources you should use to upgrade them. So Vengir is a special tribe. He practically starts without resources, so he practically doesn't have any. And this is quite a big problem for Vengir most of the time, because as you can see here, he has low fish, low fruit, some forests, but no animals for them. And I will just upgrade organization just to show you that his crop rates are higher than average, but still they aren't great. And Vengir isn't a good economic tribe. So as you can see him, he has just wasteland terrain with practically nothing on it. And yeah, the way to go is practically always take the tech that gives you the workshop in your capital, and then just get hunting and forestry. If you already have hunting, then it's just, yeah, lucky for you. And if not, you will have to upgrade it, because lumber huts can give you at least some population for some cities. And this is really important for you. I don't really advise taking farming, because yeah, farms can be pretty good, but on the other hand, they aren't always that reliable, because sometimes you have only a few farms and this is bad. And metal, Vengia has increased metal spawn rate, but the problem is that, in my opinion, metal is just too rare for him to get. So yeah, I won't take Wenger if I want to go for an economic approach, but if you want to, then just get forestry. The next thing is, yeah, the next tribe is Sebasi. Sebasi has already farming, and he mostly starts with a lot of farms, and mostly just a few animals, and yeah, this time it's a bit different, but okay. And yeah, if you want to get a lot of economic development as Sebasi, then you just should take, yeah, hunting or something. But in my experience, mostly organization, and followed by hunting. Forestry mostly isn't worth it, and I would just advise you to take something that upgrades your capital to level 3, because I think you are guaranteed to get 2 farms in your capital. But in this case, I don't need it. But still, it's a pretty good thing if you get something that upgrades your capital to level 3. And yeah, IMO is another thing. IMO, you have a lot of these 2-cost resources, so a lot of wild animals on an organization, but you practically have 0 farms. So you have really like not a lot of farms at all. And yeah, so I would recommend to get organization, then hunting, and then forestry, or the other way around, like hunting, forestry, and then organization. Just what suits you best for your villages. For example, here I can just take organization and upgrade my capital already, and then just, I don't know, take forestry later. Even though I think hunting would be the better play here, because you have, yeah, I could have just upgraded this city. And yeah, the altar of peace is also a pretty important, plays an important role here, because the altar of peace can be used to get you 5 stars instantly, and for example just, yeah, allow you to take forestry instantly, which is a good thing mostly. So the second last normal tribe is Kisitali, and Kisitali is, yeah, something special, because you can get embassies very quickly. And if you are playing on a big map with a lot of people, then embassies are your way to go mostly. But you always have a lot of fruit, and therefore I would always go organization first, followed by hunting and forestry. And yeah, if you didn't notice already, there's a pattern that most tribes get organization, then hunting, and then forestry, or the other way around, because these are just, yeah, your default resources that spawn most of the time, and yeah, therefore it's a pretty similar approach for most of the tribes. And the last normal tribe is Dark, and there it's another case, because he has, yeah, some forests and some animals, but most of the time he has a lot of fruits, as you can see here. And the advantage of Dark is that you can take organization and then upgrade your cities with the roads. So because you already have roads, I can, for example, just connect these roads, and then I get a population in both of my cities. So it's more efficient than just upgrading, for example, one city. And now already turn 4, I have, for for example, 8 income, which is quite good. And this is quite a big advantage of Dark to just get a lot of population early and very efficiently. So now I'll come to the first special tribe, Aquarian. And Aquarian, the Aquarian is pretty special. Sometimes I have the feeling that he just swims in resources. Like right now, he has 5 resources in his capital. And in other games, I have the feeling that he doesn't have any resources at all. It's like Vengir Wasteland or something. And if you are playing as Aquarian, then you just have to look at your situation and think, what resources are the best right now. But if you can't decide, in my opinion, always take hunting, because you still have quite some forest. And hunting also brings you closer to archery, a very good defensive resources in the early game, while defenders, even though they might be, they are defenders and have 3 defense, they aren't as useful like truly in the defensive, because they can't push back and they can't really kill units. They just stand there and do nothing. And while archers can shoot back and go into the offensive later. So now I get to Illyrian. Illyrian can't get any population from wild animals, and there are different playing styles for Illyrian, and these should be, I think, counted separately. So my playing style mostly is to even stay on the first city without capturing it, because it's a bit more efficient. Because if you get forestry, if you take the city now, it will cost more than just sitting on it for 1 turn. So the idea is that you get forestry, in my opinion, because you have forests everywhere. And what I normally do is I just capture some cities, like here, and then instead of upgrading my cities, I just get sanctuaries, because I like it to have sanctuaries instead of upgraded cities. But it's more of a personal preference, because on the one hand, the sanctuaries can give you very strong units like Polytopia, and they give you money too. But on the other hand, they some people just prefer dragons over the sanctuaries. So mostly I just get sanctuaries in most of my cities, and then this gives me more income. So I already have some income right now, like here, and I have 11 income on turn 6, and some cities and some possibilities for for example, if I have only a few units now, as shown here, I can just take and mobilize some of my units to get a better possibility of defending, for example. And this is why I really like Illyrian, because he has possibilities of being economic and aggressive at the same time. And the second last tribe that I will cover today is Polaris. Polaris is special because he starts without his own terrain. So here you can see I have only Sebasi terrain around me, and that's because he just doesn't have its own, and therefore I would just try to look at the other tribes and see which tech I should use. And just for interest, I will unlock organization to see how many. Oh, there are so many farms here. Whoa. So just look at what your opponent's tribe is and then react in that way. The last tribe is Cimenti, and he's also pretty special because he has these fungi, and these are pretty strong. And as Cimenti, I would mostly recommend just getting forestry and hunting, because these 2 resources are there are a lot of these resources in your terrain, as seen here. 3 hunting resources, that's pretty good. And I would take forestry as well if you get the chance to do it. and then just upgrade your cities normally, because these fungi are pretty rare in my opinion. So yeah, after you have taken this, you can just upgrade your cities to level 3, and this gives you resources and further possibilities of getting even more stars per turn later, as for example here. So yeah, this was my quick introduction into what to take and what text to get a good economy for each tribe, and I hope you liked it, and I hope it helped you. Thank you very much for watching. If you have ideas on how I could improve my videos, write it in the comments, and bye.